Welcome back to Africa Science Focus, the weekly science and development show from SciDevNet. I'm Ogechi Ekeanyo. We're back for our Science Explained series, and this week we're looking at the works of African child tech innovators who have captured the spotlight at the 2023 Technovation competition in Santa Clara, United States of America, where over 2,000 girls took part in a tech competition. These young minds are setting the stage for a wave of innovations across the continent. The Technovation competition, facilitated by a global nonprofit organization, brings together girls from around the world to devise tech solutions to address challenges in their local communities. In this episode, we explore the impact these initiatives hold for the burgeoning technology industry in Africa and speak to the African kids who took part in the competition to find out about their innovation and how the competition has impacted them. Olivia Chizaram Obi, a 12-year-old, along with her 9-year-old sister, Nicole Chizaram Obi, formed Team Nivea and won the Social Innovation category of the Technovation Award. They conceived and developed an electronic voting app named Credible, designed to combat election malpractices in Nigeria and allow Nigerian voters cast their votes securely and conveniently from their homes or anywhere in the world. Credible also provides real-time results. Our reporter, Aneta Felix, spoke to Olivia.
We saw people creating AIs and apps to solve problems, so we were really inspired and we wanted to also help our community. So with the help of our parents, we were able to be inspired to create an electronic voting app.
What does the app do? What's the idea behind it?
The app allows users to vote from the comfort of their homes. It gives real-time results, voting results and experience. It saves people from traveling around the world just to vote.
This particular idea about voting, how did you come up with it?
When we were thinking of the problem to solve, it was around the 2023 Nigerian election period, and then the citizens were scared because every Nigerian election had always been plagued with violence. So we just thought of this and decided to help Nigeria. My sister, my mom, my teacher, we worked after school to create this project. We spent like 3 hours after school every day for over 3 months. Our mentors made it fun for us to be able to enjoy working on the project.
What did you learn in this process? Coding, website building, programming? What exactly did you learn?
We learned how to code using HTML and CSS. We used apps like MIT to start, which gave us an idea on how we wanted our app to flow. Then we now transferred to using HTML to code our app.
So tell me about the final day, like the day when you had your final presentation. How did that, can you give me a bit about like what you told them, what you feel like convinced them to see the vision behind your project?
On that day, I told the judges about explaining how our Nigerian election history has been. The first part was about how Nigeria always faced election violence, like the history of election violence. Then about a woman who was really badly injured this past election, like to explain how bad our election is. Then started talking about our app features and our benefits. On that day, I told the judges, with our electronic voting app, any country can have a free, safe, and secure election that reflects the true will of the people.
Apart from the app, what do you want to do in future? Has this inspired you to go down the path of like tech, or like what do you want to do?
When I was little, I really dreamed of being a doctor, but you could do both two at the same time. So since I'm like really good at tech, so I'm planning or like joining the technology and doctor together. Because social impact our world. When we announced, I was really happy because like we're able to solve a problem for our community, and this opportunity was a really great one.
So thank you so much. You've been amazing. But before we go, I want you to just say a few words to any Nigerian kid who has ideas, who has dreams.
My quote for Nigeria, my Nigerians is, don't think all the problems are solved. There's still a problem out there. Go and solve it. It will help our community.
The journey of these child innovators was paved with support from their parents, mentors, and even volunteers who empower these girls to leverage technology for creative problem solving. Aneta Obi, the girls' moms and mentor, spoke to us about their journey to the competition.
I knew tech was the in thing, so I asked for an ICT teacher who can coach them, tech-wise. So while the teacher came to tutor them at home, so I told her my fears and what I aspire to do for the kids and what I want them to become in the nearest future. So, and I told her I wanted them to become tech savvies, and they are open for competitions, international, anywhere, local, So she now told me about Technovation, that there is this program for girls. I said, I'm so much interested that once the time comes, she should let us know. So she told us about it, and when the time came, we grabbed it. It was supposed to be a school thing. It was supposed to be a general school thing, but it looks like school didn't get ready on time or something. So I told her I can't wait for school anymore. That is one reason the two girls, the two siblings, are just in a team. A team is a maximum of 5 girls, or they can be one-man team, 2, 3, 4, but maximum 5. So if we walked to a school, I'm sure other girls would have joined them. But because I didn't work with school, they didn't meet up on time, they were delaying, and I didn't want that. I'm always a go-getter. Whatever thing I want, I go for it. So I just said, I'm pulling out of school. Let us drag this. So that is how we pushed forward, and here we are today.
Amazing. I'm so proud of your tenacity. Tell me about the whole process going abroad. How smooth was it?
We went around July 28th for our first interview here in Lagos Embassy, and we were outrightly denied the visa. Like, the consular would not even grant us audience. He wouldn't want us to explain. He just asked who is sponsoring, and once we mentioned Technovation, was like, who is Technovation? How are they making their money? And who are you to think Technovation would want to spend so much on you? It was really demeaning. We felt very bad. So the consular outrightly denied us visa and said he's so sorry, he's not going to allow us go. So the girls were devastated. I don't think they've experienced any disappointments. Girls of their age, they feel maybe once you have this money and you're ready for this thing, you should be able to get it. So they don't know what it means or it feels like or they don't even understand why you should go source for a visa to visit a place, So they didn't understand it. They were devastated. But luckily, we called some of our predecessors, like people that have traveled for this course, all right? So, and they advised that we try again. We should try Abuja Embassy. So we went there, and God being so kind, the consular we met was so cool. He granted us audience, he listened, even researched immediately. Like, he went about Googling about us, about the team, about the app, and he saw it. There was a time he said, I just saw your video, and we were like, oh, thank you. He said the girls did well, So he took his time, really. He took his time, and we were granted visa.
So when you got there, you saw lots of kids. How did that make you feel? Did you feel like, wow, intimidated? How many kids were there? And how was the process?
Okay, getting to Santa Clara, we saw lots of kids. Like you rightly said, 15 teams. So not the whole 2,100 girls, just 15 teams were given this opportunity to visit San Francisco for the World Summit. So I was emotional, like seeing my girls carry the Nigerian flag, walk into the hall. I teared up, honestly. It was amazing. So I thought to myself, I'm going to push through. I'm going to be with them. I'm going to encourage them to be better people and to do more.
So how did you feel the day your kids were announced winner of the Social Impact Award?
I was so excited. I was so elated, honestly. If I was this dramatic type, I would have run to the stage, jacked them up, to show my excitement. But I'm always a very calm person. So I was excited just from my own end. I recorded them and that was it.
Talking about like the next steps in terms of what do you plan to do in terms of talking to the government, getting this adopted, what's the next steps regarding that?
Being an average Nigerian or Lagosian is not easy getting in contact with the government. So, and I am trying and I've tried, going through people I feel we know one or two people in the government, or through the stations like the TV stations, or putting it out there on the social media and all that. Though it looks like it's not yielding, because somehow, for some reasons, people who see this or people I approach and show them this, they get excited, like they're amazed at what these girls have done. But for some reasons, they back out when it comes to how do we push these girls forward? How do we push this, So they just back out. And I don't know if it's the nature of the project that is really scary or scaring them away. I don't know. So, but I feel and I know that one day, one right person would just come and take it up.
These young innovators showcase their potential on a global scale, with their achievements serving as a powerful source of inspiration for other young kids, especially girls. Another African team that took part in the 2023 Technovation competition was Team Njiwa. This group of school friends, 12-year-old Saumo Ndungu, 13-year-old Milka Zakaria, 13-year-old Sharon Kemunto, and 14-year-old Roslyn Omoro, come from Lamu County, where, according to the Kenya Maritime Authority, has the highest number of marine deaths. They created an app named Usafiri that monitors tidal waves, alerting fishermen to high tides to prevent marine deaths. Velma Ngoni, the Technovation Regional Ambassador for Kenya, served as their mentor. She told us the reason she thinks the competition is important for empowering young African girls in the STEM field.
I would say that Technovation's goal of nurturing girls to be problem solvers fits perfectly to the goal of WIT, which is to mentor young girls into STEM. The Technovation Challenge has globally been running since 2006, but WIT partnered with them since 2016 to run the program locally in Kenya. So in this, girls participate in a 12-week curriculum where we mostly run the challenge from January to April, and they go through 4 key elements of the curriculum through the support of a mentor who's usually a STEM student in the university, and they also have a second mentor who is an industry professional. So we work with other organizations in Kenya to just co-mentor the girls through the program. So the 4 phases are, first we have the ideation, where they brainstorm various ideas that they would want to solve and pick on a solution that they'd want to work on. The second phase would be the design and development of a mobile app solution. Third, they get to create a business plan for launching their applications. And finally, they record a pitch video to showcase their ideas and the whole journey that they went through to come up with their solution, which they get to submit to the Technovation Global Challenge. And once they submit, their solution goes through various levels of judging to identify the teams that eventually become the regional winners and finalists of the program.
So how did Team Njiwa begin, and what motivated them to address the problem of marine death? We interviewed one of the team members, Sharon Kemunto, to address the details.
There was a visitor came in our school and told us about Technovation. She was told us that Technovation is for girls, and as we joined Technovation 2023.
How did you guys come together as a group? Because you're not sisters related by blood, are you?
We were assisted by the teacher who would call us and meet together at evening.
So tell me a bit more about your project. What's your pitch?
Our pitch was about convenient transport. We were trying to solve the problem of marine death, which was occurring in the ocean. A young boy was going to look for food. He took a boat from Manda to Lamu. When he reached there, he took some customers and went back. When he was at the center of the ocean, the high tides came and the boat capsized. Everyone died, including the boy. And that's why we came up with an app. Our solution was about creating an app that helps fishermen to detect high tides when it approaches and saves lives. It alerts them when high tide is approaching, they know, so that can save their lives. When they realize that there is high tide, they will not go for fishing. The reason why he decided to solve the problem because it is the economic activity at Lamu County and also the means of transport at Lamu County.
To understand the impact the girls' innovation and Technovation is making in parts of Kenya, we're reconnecting with Velma.
Since 2016, we have been able to impact close to 3,000 girls with the support of 1,000 mentors in Kenya. We just concluded our impact report. So this year, we did a survey to just have a view of where the past participants are and if they were able to pick up STEM. So we did a survey, did call out to all the contacts that we were able to get that participated in Technovation. So from our survey, we saw that about 60% of the respondents had taken up STEM courses in the university, and most of them were taking engineering, electrical engineering to be exact, and others were taking computer science. And in addition to that, most of them have paid it forward by coming back as mentors in the program. I would say one key mentor who has been able to show outstanding performance in the past 4 seasons was a previous Technovation student in 2016, and she got to the university and studied engineering and came back since second year to her second year of studies to become a mentor for the Technovation program. So my vision for the program in Kenya, I can say, is to have at least one of the solutions that were prototyped during the program to be picked up by organizations, and they just develop to the end, and the girls are able to see their solutions being used in the open market, and their apps are being downloaded in the Play Store, so that they can just have some sense of pride in the work that they've done, and that they've been able to transform their own lives and their communities. Then I could say my other anticipation and my desire for the program is to also have it running in many schools, many girls participating in the program, not only in Kenya. Let's have other countries also participating in the program, such that we're able to see a diverse group of solutions being designed to solve unique problems that are really unique to a community, and the girls are able to come up with these interesting solutions such that even as they grow up, they do not, they are able to just see themselves as change makers, especially in these times and the community and the life that we have right now.
We spoke to David Jinad, a Nigerian software engineer, who told us what these developments signify for young tech developers and how tech innovation awards can shape the future of the African technology sector.
So I would like to give credit to the girls because this is what I do every day. And to be honest, I know how challenging it might be. And for kids under the age of 18 to be able to come up with that great solution. So starting from the problem of feasibility study, because when you are developing a software solution, it's not about writing the code. So it started from requirement gathering, doing feasibility study, doing market research, and user acceptance guide. And the more challenge that we do have is we don't know if we are only thinking for user, most especially when you are developing new ideas that has not been in the market. So the first challenge is you don't know if the idea will be acceptable by the user, because throughout the development journey, when you are first starting the development, you are only thinking for users. You might think user will like this. At the end of the day, they will like B. So for them to now come over this problem, and at the end of the day, be able to develop such a great idea. So I think it's worth it. We ought to applaud them. So coming back to the challenges that we usually face when you are trying to build a solution or come up with an idea, like a technology-related idea. So I mentioned market research, feasibility study, because for you to be able to properly develop the product, you first of all need to sit down, think about the problem that you are trying to solve, and at the same time you think about how the user will accept it and how it's going to be suitable for the user target. Because for every solution, we always have a target audience. So take for instance, there are online voting app that this case works on. It might not be useful for everybody. So it might, from my own thinking, it's going to be used by a specific group of people. We can adopt it to be used in, let's say, our higher institution. Let's say for doing SUG voting, in Nigeria, we do different kind of voting just to test the credibility. Moving from there, it can develop to the extent of using it because right now we are still doing manual voting in Nigeria. So if that technology can be adopted, improved on, it's something that we can later end up using for voting in Nigeria. And if they accept it, it might improve the transparency between around every other thing that is happening around that side.
I want to hear your commentary on women in tech, because the status quo is that, fields like science, tech, engineering, and mathematics are dominated by men, and women are really just trying to break through. And then you have these young girls again, kids of age 8, of age 13, of age 18, daring to dream big and thinking up innovative solutions. Do you feel like this is speaking well for our future with national and international competitions like Technovation like this, encouraging kids to think of technology-driven ideas? Do you feel like we're going to get closer to bridging that gender gap between men and women in STEM fields?
The fact of the case is, in this our field, we have more guys, let's say more males than the female. And the space has been encouraging, we want to balance the gender equation around this side. When I started software engineering, because I started learning software development around 2014, and then it is more of men. Coming to what Technova, for example, Technovation, for example, coming from what they are doing, I will say that it will encourage the ladies and to come into this field.
I think my final question will be about technology innovation by kids in Nigeria and Africa as a whole, because we know that it's just been mostly in developed countries, and the innovation that seemed to come to the forefront and be represented in the media. But now that it seems that there's become more space for Nigerian and African kids to create new ideas, develop solutions and things like that. What exactly is your comments regarding this for the future of Nigeria and Africa, with African kids coming up with innovative solutions to problems?
Yes, it is very possible. In the nearest future, technologies, ideas in Nigeria will be competing with at international level. Because the reason why I said it's very possible is right now we have amazing products that were developed in Nigeria and they are owned by Nigerians that have started already competing with international markets. The likes of Paystar, Flutterwaves, and we have plenty of them. So, and with the rate at which Nigerians are growing, I believe ideas that will still come up, that will still compete at international scale, will still come up. Because I could remember in around I think 2015, the CEO of GitHub, he paid a visit to Nigeria. So to CCO of, to CCO. So, and the only reason why he came is because they said from their pool of, GitHub was a public repo that developers used to commit their code and keep everything. So he came, and part of what was because I was opportune to meet with him and to be in that gathering. And part of the reason why they come is they see a lot of things, a lot of new idea that has been developed in Nigeria, and they are wondering who are those that is here that is building this amazing product. So it could have go to any other country, but they choose Nigeria specifically because they see that the heat is coming from Nigeria. So I believe with this field, I believe in the nearest future, there are still many Nigerian products that will be Nigerian ideas coming from, most especially when these are kids, because the way they relate, the way they think, and will be very superb since we are introducing them to this technology at a very early stage. So compared to the adults, that most of us, we learn about technology maybe when we get to universities and the likes. And with this program that is going on, we see that we bring it to them at a very early stage, primary school, secondary school. So it will give them opportunity, it will widen their scope, and they'll be able to dream big and think about crazy ideas that will eventually compete at a global scale.
That's all from us at Science Explained today. If you want to find out more, head to the SciDevNet website, and that's www.scidev.net. Today's show was produced by Alice Test, with editing by Titilope Fadare and Ogechi Ekeanyao, and hosting by me, Ogechi Ekeanyao. Today's reporter was Aneta Felix, and until next time, goodbye. African Science Focus is produced by SciDevNet and distributed in association with your local radio station.